Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
That you fight over, but instead they just gonna kind of let it go.
Yeah, so this is the unfortunate buy. Cuz.
Okay, we're going very deep for this one. Cuz in a lot of trouble, and down he will go. Corky, Vikla picks up first blood. Very nicely set up there by Raptor.
That's a trade up, because KT got 1/3 of the fee. BFX got a full one, and yeah, Cuz thinking he could get away there, but obviously Raptor taking a very deep journey is going to pay with his life for those Raptors.
Word.
Which
he is Raptor, so obviously he gets bonus gold from the Raptors. Kind of goes without saying. Now this is actually very annoying. It's buying a lot of time. BDD's missing XP and gold and mid and stuff like that. He's still gonna die, but
going to be something that is going to win or lose you the game, as we do have Raptor on a big flank here. Corky on the way as well.
Hey, he's just ulting the whole team here on the bottom side. We got teleports coming in as well. The Zyra ult is huge value, but Cuz is getting burned to a crisp. Down he goes as Kellen will pick up that kill, but he is going to pay for it. Raptor in a lot of trouble as well. Perfect, and BDD going so deep for it, and clears ult. Basically does nothing, but now Vikla on the flank, on the top side, doing a bunch of damage, but he's in an early game Corky with just a tear and a face. He doesn't really do that much damage, and so just kind of a cheerleader as Diablo getting knocked up here, has to use his ult, and that is just Yone in a nutshell. Yeah, it does feel pretty nice. Now BFX at least are going to try to get one grub. So that doesn't feel great, and Cuz should be able to at least, well, I say that, here comes Raptor and Kellen. That's a big ult from Kellen. They're just really abusing the lack of mobility on the Zyra now, but a bunch of damage coming out from Duckdom. They're taking a 3v4 right now as the rest of BFX is on the run. They get the kill onto Clear, and Raptor in a bit of trouble as well. Now finally we're gonna get the TP from Corky, but again, what is Corky going to do here? He doesn't do any damage right now, and they might just look to turn on him as well. Vikla, he's got his flash, he flashes directly back into them and just dies. What am I watching, Chronicler?
I don't have it. And you're playing a longer fight, like especially these skirmishes where you get multiple rotations of. Braum Ashe Yone is so strong. Like the amount of CC, the amount of sustain, the amount of
bombs there. So it does feel like Cuz is definitely calling a bit for the team, which you would expect. As Arrow coming on in, Raptor not able to avoid it, and the CC chain is just so obnoxious. He's got a lot of health, but not a lot of resistances, as down he will go. And that's going to be the end of Raptor once again.
And the biggest difference,
that Wei said in his interview was, I've got a bunch of Hyungs, which is basically just older brothers in Korean, and I'm just going to piggyback. I'm just going to ride the bus a bit, and that's fine. He's doing a great job as Raptor in a bit of trouble here. There's the knockup from Wei, speaking of which, and Raptor will go down. How do you play this game as Maokai? You throw out your ult and you're stunned anyway, and you just die.
Objectives, and we talk a lot about defeats, as we should. KT still got 5 grubs. Like, that buff isn't going anywhere. They're still getting a ton of value.
Oh,
come on. Wait.
It was still a sick arrow.
I thought he was. And having a Maokai ult and Heartsteel felt relatively safe. Unfortunately, not going to be the case.
Alright, here we go. Nice block on the ult. BDD may be in trouble, but he is surviving for so long. The flash is so good, as even an equalizer used on a BDD. They finally take him down. Vikla gonna get that shutdown. But what is the rest of this fight gonna look like? It's not looking half bad for KT, but we've got Diablo now. Look at that go in there once, Duckdom, and he will take him out as he went super deep for it though, and he will be traded back. Perfect is tanking for about 1,000,000 years as well on top of the Rift Herald, and he will, in the extended fight, beat out Clear and the rest of the team, and that's another. Kellen stuck around to try to save Vikla, who was 100% dead. He also died for no reason. And they both died. And then Perfect was still alive. He got a 3rd kill. Or a 3rd, assist at least. As we are going to have this turret go down. So BFX at least get that. As Cuz looks to send the Rift Herald potentially into mid here. There it goes. And Diablo taking a ton of damage, actually, as we speak. Meanwhile, Perfect up to 2 levels right now on Clear. He's got his dominance rolling. And he is so deep in their jungle, he just doesn't care as that, smite it away. Wei gonna have to pop out of there. That
Force
was
a 5v5 maybe, and yeah, looks like the trigger is being pulled. They got to do something, and it wouldn't be BNK if they didn't try to hard force the play.
All right, well, that's a Leona Solar Flare right on top of Duckdom. Perfect. Kind of an awkward spot for him, actually, as now has to pop the Dominus, goes over the wall. He's kind of out of the fight. He does have TP, but the rest of the team is getting caught as we speak. Duckdom's got to be careful. He uses both summoners and gets out, but now we got the Maokai ultimate. BDD trying to peel just to get them away. Definitely a dicey situation.
Soul point for Otacon. I think they're going to be feeling good, but it takes a while to take down his objective. They're instead setting up the trap, which I like a lot more, but there's the Hulk shot, which foils their plan, Valdez.
I mean, there's really not much you can do. As you mentioned, you know, it's just such a huge health bar. Like, you can't rush this thing. Not when KT's around. You just don't really have a choice. And your lane objective, right? So, KT just doing the old-fashioned way. And looking for clear here. Might be in a bit of trouble. Dominus popped as slowly but surely. Big equalizer, but Perfect doesn't really care with that Maw. Has to flash away, but he will be taken down. Has to flash away from that really strong turret, but Perfect with the solo kill. Might be taken out here, but that means immediately... Oh, he's trying to TP away, and he will get away! Actually, there you go! Not able to be interrupted either.
And Jonas Strong gives us what we wanted, Valdez. There is the follow. Raptor can't get into the pit. That's the objective gone. And everything goes KT's way. They win the objective. Perfect gets out with the solo bolo. And it's BNK in shambles.
Okay,
this is
a very interesting play. They're going to take out Duckdom. And again, takeout is in quotes because he's going to res back at the camp. As now trying to get back into this one. And KT just going to force it with their reses here, going as deep as they possibly can for as many kills as possible. At the end of the day, though, I mean, they only get one. So not really the best usage, I would say, of the Voracious Otacon dive sequence that we always seem to see. It feels like BFX, honestly, handled it not so bad for being dealt a really bad hand. Okay, Diablo is just going crazy, though. That's not worth it, and the flash is definitely not worth it either. So, yeah. I don't know about that one.
Trade your life for Ashe there. Might be worth, if you keep your sums, it definitely feels a lot better. And now KT, no AD carry on the enemy team, starting up Nash. And looks like they will be able to get it without too much of an itch. Can they get out, though?
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, they're trying to force this one 4v5. If they had Kai'Sa, you know, maybe you get something going in a 5v5. Maybe you can prevent the Baron. Perfect goes in and gets so much health back. And he's trying to take out Vikla. And he almost does as the Assassin Braum gets in. Way gonna take him down. And that's gonna keep clear around as well. No escaping that as Baron is taken for KT. And you gotta think that the Hex Tech Soul is...
BNK, we've reached the point of the game where they're just trying... Oh, God. Oh, no, the crocodile. He's waiting.
Oh, no.
He's waiting.
Oh, Raptor. Oh, I feel so bad for this guy. He is going to use his twisted advance and advance to his death. He's trying his best, but his best is not good enough. And a big equalizer. Clear's going to up those damage numbers, but I'm sorry, that doesn't win you very many games. Flash Volley comes in from Duckdom after the Q lands from Wei. And that might just do it. I mean, KT, we got Perfect. He's in the base. He's just in their face and not allowing them to do anything. Hextech Soul KT looking to put an end to the slaughter.
You know, there's been videos of crocodiles putting their arms up, acting out like they're...
Okay, Kellen, just trying to make a play. They're going to get Cuz, I guess, as the ult is going to knock them up. A decent equalizer as well. Now it's 4v5. Very awkward fight here for KT, but does it matter is the question. And I think the answer will be answered very, very quickly as BNK just trying to run away here. Oh, nice shield there, Clear. Barely able to survive for a second longer. Raptor is up next. And now KT will put them out of their misery. Took them a little bit of extra time. They wanted to take the Hex Gates. They wanted to be a bit cleaner with it. Instead, they get caught and they win the fight anyway, and the game is over. 6-0-10 is Perfect. 8-1-6 is BDD. It is a very clean game here from the side of KT to take down game number 1 of this best of 3.
Versus composition that I think has strong champions, but doesn't really feel like it gels together in quite the same way.
100%. Maybe you put on a bit more pressure in your pop, you've got Hex Flash. But just playing it calm, they don't know exactly where the rel is this matchup, as I said, I feel like this is pretty good for Perfect. He's going for the kill, but he's gonna die anyway! Instead, as Diablo takes him down.
A really big risk there does not end up paying off. And BNK looking better here early on.
And just gonna dash over the rocks there, but Dplus stunned in the field. He will commit to the flash, but the Victor could chase down. Gonna tank the turret even. Flashes away, but he's so low as Raptor, desperate. He wants the kill and he will trade it back. As Wade just kinda saw.
And another reminder of how scary the turrets are. So we take another look here. See lethal tempo slowly being... He still tanks the Q and he still wins it. That's crazy.
Gosh. I'm the good one.
Because Nikla
definitely feels pretty fun for them. I mean, you've got your Cassante unlocked up on the top side now. Perfect gonna go up to there. KT will be able to take down this Hextech Drake at least. So that's the one kind of consolation prize they get this time. No Hextech Soul in the second game, and no Infernal Soul either. As
still doing solid in terms of experience, and it is the type of game where both Cuz and Wei are going to have a much less fun time as in they go.
Oh boy, level 6 Wukong comes in and BDD doesn't have flash. He's in a lot of trouble, but actually just kind of walks it off as Raptor flashes in, does chew through the shields and gets down the Victor, but Cuz might be able to at least punish this one. Is going to dash back over the rock so it doesn't stun as the clone fooling him a little bit. And now we got Kellen coming in as well. Wei picks up a kill, but this is just a disaster for KT. BNK looking for more as Wei will just flash over the wall.
Big wins there for BNK. Not only do they take down BDD, BDD. He just TP'd back, everyone. You might not see it from his health bar, but...
We also had a trade in the bottom lane.
We said before, would anything be more KT as to somehow take the L in this series, I say, with caution, because we're not close to it happening yet, but there are some worrying signs, Valdez.
It is, it's difficult to take the KT out of KT. You can never do it. And here's Clear on the TP flank. We've also got the Wukong ult. Only hits Duck Dom. He's totally fine. Wei also walking it off. He finally goes down, but now we got the Zeri. And the Zeri moment beginning to brew here. He's looking for Perfect. He wants Cuz as well. He says, give me all the kills. I'll take them down. BDD just chasing. He's had a wild game so far.
He's flashing, Valdez. That's a triple.
Yeah, he's going to get the triple, and BDD is just dead. I mean, maybe he gets Raptor here, who's doing the Krug.
Okay. I've seen Dunden lose those. Let's be careful there. Grump does get respected.
BDD's dead as well. That's 4 kills to the side of BNK, and they're getting more grubs. So now this is becoming more than just watching at home. Surely, I'm sure you can certify it for us officially. But yeah, there should be an Infernal Drake going over the way of KT. So they take that down. That's the one thing that KT has is some Drakes, and it's a Mountain Soul here, which I feel like is going to be useful regardless. BDD, he's just playing Dying Simulator. He's playing yesterday like Fiesta. He's going to get knocked into the rocks as well, and that'll be his 4th death as now Wei, trying to make it up for him, will once again get the kill. So that's 2 kills now for Wei.
Yeah, that's... You can't really give up Mountain Drakes, but this is going to be defeats secured here for BNK. And if they end up picking up a couple of...
It played more often than just normal days, but yeah, from a losing position, it just feels like you're not doing anything. So yeah, that's going to go off, but that is Cassante, so I don't know if you can kill him. Wei's ult is going to go totally wide, and now he is kidnapped by the Cassante. Does get away, Cuz no escape for him, as he's trying to walk it off actually, but Clear just gets in there. It's a total mess of a fight, and it's going all the way up BNK. They're absolutely shredding KT here. the weirdest fight maybe I've seen today. And B&K, that's just their comfort zone.
Diablo?
This guy is a maniac.
He's crazy!
What is going on? He's, oh, he's not even gonna get the kill.
Oh, he doesn't have flash, just a couple of seconds off. But he would have gotten that!
I don't even recall him playing like this in Challenger League. Like, we used to cast them all the time.
No, I did.
Losing the game.
You know,
They'll lose before that.
I don't think we're gonna reach a point.
Yeah.
We also have some defensive itemization outside of Clear Vikla also, which I am not the biggest fan of going both Mercs and Archangels because you actually don't
Decent to the first game we had, actually, where KT were ahead, but it was like a little bit more of a
it was
touch
a bit
and go.
More, yeah, it was a bit more subtle, and it was mostly game state as opposed to just being, what, like 7K, multiple item finishes ahead.
Yeah.
Still going to look as I think they should, but look at Raptor.
Yep, here comes Raptor. There is the wombo combo into the back line. Nice poppy ult, actually. Wade trying his hardest. And the TP from BDD, I do not know about that one. Actually, I do. He's dead and not going to do anything, and neither does Tank Jace, as he will go down. B&K, they don't get the Otacon, but they don't need the Otacon.
He's just flashing into like 3 people again. He doesn't care. Oh, man. B&K going to get Otacon. And they were already
The
aggressive.
game and then come mid game, you have a really big impact in your team fights.
All right, here we go. We're pressing our buttons, and Duckdom doesn't have flash, so he's dead. And down he will go. Again, voracious Otacon. We are diving as far as we possibly can. Raptor, he is unleashed, and we will knock up everybody in that back line. They're only going to get Cuz, and nobody's dying. They're so far ahead that they didn't even need Otacon. Honestly, just keep pushing. Why not? Boo! Boo!
Come on, B&K. Oh, there we go. Okay, they're going for him. I retract my boos.
No. Wait. Okay, so Diablo just...
It's fine.
All right. So they're just going to stick around. They don't really care. They're not going to play safe at all. They're actually maybe going to get more kills here. Looking for Wei. Kellen's like, hey, I'll do it. You can't stop me. He's emoting them. Okay. I think Clear wins this.
Well, I think for Claire, we're getting pretty
Did
close.
you see the damage from the Jace?
He might want to go down. Like his buff is about to time out. Just die. It's fine.
No, he's just gonna survive.
Okay. Ooh, that was tight.
Never mind, yeah.
I don't know how many seconds he had left on that buff. I mean, now it's, you know, there's too.
He was dragging them.
He's going back
into position to kill them. And I think BDD might just get away. But it was funny anyway. I think that Clear, he's going to pretend like he still has the buff, and he's going to continue to run at them and say, okay, guys, come on, the game's over. Come on, just FF, it's over. Go next. We are ready. The casters are ready. The teams are ready. KT, they're not going to go down without a fight, though. That's a lot of damage on a Kellen, and those turrets, you can't just quite tank them as much. Here comes Diablo, unleashed again, and that's 1,000 gold. He just dies, Giga Chad.
Wait.
KT gonna just get 1,000 gold on Duckdom, and perfect.
And crucially, he takes aggro. So if anyone else has aggro, like that play works out fine. But now they get a triple on Duckdom. They got the soul as this still. It's kind of heartbreaking that Duckdom got a triple and he still doesn't have a third item, whereas Diablo is sitting on.
He also got 1,000 gold shutdown.
Yeah, no, I know. And Diablo's sitting on a lot.
So KT, I mean, they're just trying to stop this Baron from going down, as that is a big combo. But that front line is very tanky. But as you mentioned, Chronicler, they just don't have any damage. They still don't have any damage. Here comes Vikla. He is going so incredibly deep for this one with the wall. And he is going to trap Cuz, as that will go BDD. We've got Cuz in a bad spot here, too. And finally, Diablo, he is going to find his moments to actually make the right call and dive as far as he possibly can. The game is now over. It was, in fact, uncursable. And we will be moving on to Game 3 in the series between B&K and KT, to the surprise of nobody.
What a game. Spell this is down. That is going to be very tough to play out. The obvious downside of this is that the composition for B&K is very shortly. As this wave comes through, this contest is obviously not really going to be a thing. Most likely Raptor is just going to use the Prior that Clara's on top to trade for the grubs. And BD, yeah, he had Faded Ashes as well.
For it, you know, you're like, please fight over this objective.
Kellen's level 5 though. I think he really needs to hit 6 if they want to go aggressive here. There you go. God of mid.
Just standing in mid, getting it. And I think, you know, one grub will go the way of KT here, but Raptor gets on in. There's that engage on a BDD, but he just flashes it. And now we've got Cuz in a rough spot. He's going to have to flash away. In goes Bigla just to die immediately. Way too over-aggressive.
TP
and
coming
KT say, okay, that's fine. As they're looking to play front to back here, Kellen getting low, but Ingo's clear, and he's Ambessa. He's in there with all of them as the Jarvan traps everybody in this one. Oh, the polymorph is huge on a clear, actually. Will prevent BDD from going down. Pretty dicey situation. Perfect thinking about a bit more. And at the end of the day, you can see that Diablo, you know, he's at least able to chip away at Perfect, but Aya, so he's got at least the Feather Swarm to survive a bit longer. Especially when you're going up against Jarvan, you really need that flash, as you mentioned earlier on. KT trying to burst down the dragon. You see that clear is here, but he does not have smite, so I think you just smite it and try to get away. That's really the question. As Yell comes over the wall, clear continuing in on this one, but KT just don't really want too much of this at all. They say, okay, we got the objective, we get out. Cool ult, but we've had enough. Raptor, though, should be able to stop some backs and be increasingly annoying. Kellen here as well.
Meanwhile, in mid, Diablo's, I'm seeing on the minute going in
Diablo.
2. We'll see how that ends up going. Looks like he is fine. Definitely showing some of his... And that was a big mistake there about B&K because they got the one...
Yep, chopping away at this one.
Thank you, Jarvan Standard, for giving us attack speed.
Yep.
Is B&K. Looks like they got a good chunk of damage on already. Vikla is in a flank position, level 2 on the ultimate. This could be good for B&K, but KT aren't afraid.
Duckdom has to flash away from the Ambessa as now Wei has to flash over to his AD carry, just trying to fight front to back, but it's painful as Yell comes in on a Kellen. Nobody does anything to Kellen after that ult hits him. So very messy fighting. Re-engage comes in, and now we got the follow-up here, the aggressive ult, but immediately Diablo will be punished for that. Perfect takes him out, as it is a 2-for-2 so far. Vikla trying to get back in, trying to get out now actually, as Cuz looking for the chase, and he will have the freeze. That's a double kill for BDD, and it will be KT barely getting across the line.
And Diablo does go for another aggressive ult. This is a win, but B&K with those Hellbars must have known that they were taking a risk. And instead, a huge win for KT as they get their Heralds and win the fight.
Yeah, we were reminded by Guyan that in his interview, Diablo, he said, you know, high risk, high reward is my play style.
Yep.
Very much high risk, not much reward that time around, but, you know, he's had a lot of big rewards so far in the series.
I was about to say, I would imagine that KT is going to contest it. They did invest a teleport, though. We'll see. This is a moment where B&K can either try and really get a foothold in this game, as we're going aggressive on Duckdom here.
Okay. Kellen, he pressed his R button for some reason, so did Clear.
Well, they got Drake.
I'm sure they have their own reasons. I just don't know what they are, but...
We're not meant to know anything, though. That's possible catching them off guard, and then they were very much on guard. Didn't really work out. Because Vikla, this Akali needs to have an impact in this game, even if it's just a single kill onto Duckdom, because otherwise this pick doesn't do anything. Right? He has one job, which is threaten north of... Even if you do catch Duckdom, it's going to be tough. And KT, even though the gold looks even, I think are quite favored from this point on. The game isn't won by any means, and a catch like this might be Perfect's undoing.
Just going to try to flash it, but can he flash the Akali? He can't. He doesn't have it anymore. He's not getting any help from his team. No TP's coming in. This is a 2-on-1. Perfect. Just trying to hop around a bunch, but you're not getting away from these two, so Just trying to waste as much time as possible.
Oh, Raptor.
Here's the flank, not in range.
That was close. And what could have been, if they actually get the flash from Duckdown there, maybe a setup for Otacon ends up just being a kill. It's nice, but not really going to be the turnaround. Although that is Shadow Flame now done for Vikla, so that is a big spike that was found.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good chunk. Sterix is done though here for Raptor, and he also has Sundered, so a couple of autos will get him into fighting shape. Vikla will get spotted by the wave here. Is this the opportunity we're waiting for? Clear is there as well.
I mean, there's just massive flanks from both sides. The redemption. Found it! But the ult comes in. Duckdown and the engage from Diablo as well. But Duckdown is alive. They don't take him out. And now the Jinx. Oh, the combo does come in, but it's a little bit too little too late from the side of Raptor. And now Clear is getting run down. We've got Vikla as well, kind of hidden in the jungle. And KT just thinking, okay, do we just continue to chase the Ambessa, or do we just take Vikla down? Kind of a funky spot, but this should be some objectives here for the side of KT. They will take down this Cloud Drake at least. Yeah, I don't think so. I think they're just way too fed at this point in time. Like
they should be.
There's just so many carries, so much scaling. We're 26 minutes into the game. Cuz is just gonna catch Raptor as the damage comes in. Duckdown gonna take him down. Vikla's totally alone. He's just gonna be cleaned up. It's free. It's just free food for KT. And I mean, what are you gonna do against BDD as well? His positioning has been 10 out of 10 perfect in this game. It's one of the things you got to know about Azir. It's not always about the flashy plays. He's just right on top of Duckdown the entire time. Cuz sets up the first kill. He's ready for Vikla on the flank. It was kind of a sad flank from Vikla, but either way, it's just perfect for KT.
No, perfect's the top laner. As Otacon is going to take
on KT.
Yeah, KT should just be cruising towards the expected victory in a bit more strenuous manner than maybe was expected, but they are KT, so are you really ever surprised?
No.
No, you're not.
I mean, I really thought that KT would be able to beat themselves by 2-0ing BNK today. That was my official prediction, but yeah, they lost game 2 somehow. And now we're back to the regular scheduled programming. It is KT beating them over the head with their gigantic wallets and just looking to push the bottom lane. They got the Otacon, they got the Baron. And that is a deadly combo because you've got all this pushing power, which just makes diving that much easier, right? So that's exactly what they're going to look to do. They're looking for Raptor. They do get onto BDD, but immediately the Lulu ult comes in, and BDD finds a bit of an ult. Kind of wonky, actually. Looking pretty good for BNK. Perfect is so tanky and so fed at this point in time. Not the greatest fight here for KT, though. Duckdown is going to get excited. He's got a couple of kills. The Penta angle is alive and well, but everybody just going to spread out and avoid him to deny it, and he's still got the Otacon buff.
Yeah, they got fresh teleports coming in. They're not afraid. BDD has rejoined the fray, and KT about to take the 2-0 here, Valdez. I know the Nexus hasn't fallen yet, but as long as Duckdown is standing...
Delayed Penta?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, no. Right.
The soldier just bonks Akali over the head. That's the end of that one. Another double kill for BDD. And that'll be 2 games won here in the best of 3 for KT Rolster. They take it down.
Welcome to Onivia Highlights. These are the best highlights of today's LCK Cup 2025.
And Ezreal.
Oh, he's going phase rush. You know what that means, Valdez? We are safe.
For this game.
Yes. Well, I mean, no, it's fearless. We're safe for the day.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
Woo!
Hey, we're safe.
Barrel,
and we're Tank Jace.
Barrel
just in my nightmares
is on the
instead.
ward. Oh, God.
Oh, this is so
It'd
Barrel.
Be so Barrel to just die.
He's just gonna die, Steve. This is, he might get away, actually. But Aiming is gonna have to flash, and he's being followed here. So even if he doesn't die, Aiming's gonna pay for his sins, which also happens with Barrel. So yeah, going a bit too deep, and now you've got Aiming with no flash in the bot lane. Showmaker getting pretty aggressive here.
Actually need to make his way over. He's now done with his first full clearing carry out. Already out on the map is Aiming.
I mean, he is arcane shifting into Guma, who's got his Q available, but it doesn't seem to matter. The W lands, and Aiming just autos him to death. A straight up solo kill goes to Aiming.
Crucially, Guma hadn't backed yet because of when the play happened. Hadn't actually spent his money. And as a result, Aiming sees the window. Dplus what feels like a full minion wave as well. Lucid just barely doesn't get... Man, yeah, I think he just hits a W auto there at the beginning, and he just straight up goes in. Unfazed by the casters, also has Conqueror crucially.
Yeah.
Ends up popping there at the end. One more spear hitting though, and they might actually use that. And they have mid cryo, they could play it. Barrel!
Guma no flash. Guma in a lot of trouble here. He's trying to kite it out, but there's 3 members of DK chasing him down, and Shivu will be given the kill. Pretty huge for DK here.
That's a lot of faith. There's a pretty well in terms of map pressure. As Barrel.
Yeah, he's gonna get in on top of Faker. He's only level 4. That is gonna force the flash here out of Faker. Showmaker.
Zara not quite as threatening as Showmaker. It doesn't matter who he's playing against. Just pummeling them is Shield.
Oh, here we go. Gonna get that ult on a Faker. Faker, there's nowhere for him to go as he flashes in front of the ult. Oh, the spear just barely gonna go wide. Looking for the dive, Shield. Gotta be careful. Here comes the Ezreal ult. Faker gets away.
Up, so Carrier not gonna go for anything. The one-item spike's done. Not the case as Guma. Might have to use sums here.
Yeah, this is rough. Flash forward from Showmaker ahead of time. Gives him the thumbs up. He is sending a message on this Jace tonight. He was dominating the lane. Now he gets a kill on Guma, who's 1 and 3 on this Ashe. Everything's turning up DK so far.
Owner gonna use all this showing towards the top side of the map as an opportunity as in they go.
I mean, you're ulting in onto Leona. She was able to dodge away from that. Faker in a lot of trouble. They'll just wait for his soul to turn back. There's the stun, and Shiu picks up his 2nd kill of the night.
Lucid's here. Carrier's dead.
Yeah, Carrier's dead. I mean, there's just no way to get away from this one. You see, he is being corralled in between the turret and the wall, and it really just comes down to who's going to get the kill. And it looks like it will be Lucid who does pick it up. Bunch of damage goes in, but that'll be first turret as well, given over to Dplus Kia.
And that is 6 grubs going over. First turret blood being taken. And now DK are looking good for those. As we take a look here. Showmaker. Yeah, I mean, at melee range, that arrow not really going to do too much. Cooldown gone. Aiming does now, or is getting very close rather to his 2nd item. Guma just now hitting that blade. But the turrets are just, again, it's 6 grubs, there's a Jace, and an Ezreal. Like, these turrets are gonna get shredded like paper, and feels like a formality before DK also picks up Herald.
I don't even know if that was going to hit him, but Honor is still dead. Like, he's not getting away from this champion. The arrow is going to land, and they do have a lot of the team over here, but the damage is so little, so sparse, and Shiu is just flashing and dashing his way to safety. He is just running circles around T1 right now.
Doesn't even die!
They can't do anything to this kid. Meanwhile, Lucid's just soloing the Rift Herald.
But from this position, every game that we see, with the Herald coming down, now they should be able to get at least 2 charger, possibly even the 2nd turret. I don't think there's a lot that T1 can do. They're going to have to rely on DK making a huge mistake.
Yeah, I mean, you're hoping that, you know, maybe someone like Aiming, Arcane shifts in, or perhaps Shiu makes a mistake because he's a rookie. This is going to be pretty interesting. He's going to just...
He's getting question mark pinged by his own team, or he did it himself. I'm not sure.
I mean, he runs it towards mid. Here, there is one nice control ward in this brush, but you know Beryl, he's going to challenge that. He's got his team behind him as well, at least this time.
I saw the blue ward used there. Doran trying to get some T1 as there we go. Going to start at the objective now. But I got to imagine they're looking to turn, and we can see them already there. Not really going for this.
Yeah, you can see for T1, they're like, well, somebody's got to do something. We have to stop this, otherwise we're probably just going to lose anyway. T TP is coming in from Doran. He's got to be the bodyguard. He is level 14 and decently tanky.
Oh, they're committing. This could be the moment.
There's the barrel. They got to take out a Leona of all champs, but instead the focus comes down onto Otacon. They take it, and now they've got the respawns coming in. And yes, he's going to go in his respawn. Everybody on the side of T1 is just flashing away. And it was actually Barrel that respawned. The rest of them were just sending it. You know, they got the buff, and they were head over heels going in.
I'm pretty sure that Shiu TP'd before Otacon was down. He's like, it's fine, they'll get it.
Area is putting his jacket on.
Yeah, no, this game is done. Come on, they got the buff.
It's like, all right, guys. Anyway, go next.
It's just game one, but game one is a blowout, Valdez.
Yeah.
Shiu, does he? I'm like, whenever the buff is up, we still have a minute 50 left. You're like, just do it. It's fine.
Yeah, you're not killing this guy anyway. DK, they're just going to send it right down mid. They're not a team that's going to rotate towards bot. They don't even have a bot wave, so not really an option here. They want to dive these turrets if possible. Keria looking for the engage. He just dies instead. Guma is going to cleanse away from this one as Barrel. He does not have the respawn. And he's going to go in instead and look to set up a kill. And he's going to live until he dies 2 seconds later.
He didn't have the buff. He already died. Barrel, no.
It's okay. Shiu, very nice ult. Very nice angle there on the owner. And DK, they've had enough of this game. They're putting on their jackets as well. Figuratively, they want out of this one. And they want to end T1 here in 23 minutes. They don't have a wave. Oh, they do, actually. There was like one little minion in there, and that might just do it, guys. Faker left alone. They'd love, yep, they're going to take him down. The damage is way too much, and DK going to stomp T1 in 23 minutes in game number one. With the rest of the comp, though?
Yeah, okay, but I agree. I don't actually think this works into the comp at all. But how...
As we had the very common, of course, Cassante versus Corki top lane happening throughout all of this. They're actually fighting right now, aiming. Does he have Valkyrie? Probably not.
Doesn't.
If the Q hits, I think he would have been forced to flash, but not going to happen. And Ocean Drake goes over to T1.
Yeah, Aiming was trying the back there, so I imagine they were looking for a rotation, or at least this one feat. It's just going to get given over. They're not going to bother.
Yeah. You know, it's nice to deny the grubs as well. I don't think they really had a chance to deny it here. The flash engage Renata, shocker, does not work out. But I was going to say maybe he got the flash out of someone, but he didn't even.
Well, it's for Cotton and Cork.
Yeah, so
again, with the rest of the champions that they have. But I think that particularly, like, both Wukong and Rakan are quite good at going in, baiting out, and then weaving in and out of the fight again. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, Lucid, though, is here. They're turning this one around. It was a bait all along. First blood given over to Lucid. And they want a bit more. Barrel getting pretty low. Owner, he says, this is my kill, but Barrel's going to get away. Meanwhile, we got the bailout here. Lucid looks like he will get the kill and deny the bailout. Can he actually survive too? That would be insane. They all
that is actually, this is, it's such a good bait. They are just not, it's the one pocket where they don't have any vision at all. And the moment Wukong gets on top of Victor, it's just done. Like, he didn't even have to use his flash, right? And then here, able to get the flash, then the Renata W was already ticking. If they get first turret blood here, though, the first blood doesn't really matter. It looks like that is going to be the case.
I mean, they're going to dive Doran here, but he is Cassante. Doesn't matter. The damage, yes, it is stacking, but first turret blood goes to T1, so they get the feats of strength on their side.
Depends on what happens to Dragon here, because I think T1 takes that. The boots are strong, but if DK then also answer with a turret of themselves and get Dragon because Doran isn't there, Doran is going to be fine, right? He's going to come back up in about 10 seconds. Not just that. But this time around, they have a lot of team fighting power. I don't know, though. DK, they're coming in.
Trying to snipe out Guma here. It's not really doing much. That equalizer was pretty bad from CU. It's just missing everyone. Did not did not inspire much joy. And, oh, chains coming in, but will be cleansed off. Nice little Mikhails. Bit of damage coming in as he's pulled towards the guys he's burning. Got to be careful with that one, as now Owner in a lot of trouble. Has to go back in looking for the reset, and he will be taken out. But she will go down himself. So 1 for 1, but if you're T1, I mean, you get the Mountain Drake. A bit of range with the Xerath here. They're trying to siege onto this mid turret and get a bit more, as actually maybe even an engage here, but instead it's just Cassante. And the engage doesn't happen.
You got the dragon. Like, they use a bunch of their cooldowns, and I think they should take it and leave it at that, but that's not the case.
Oh, Faker in a bit of trouble. He does have Carrion nearby, though, as the Wukong doing a decent amount of damage with the Fedness he got early on, but Faker is going to live, and now the rest of T1 comes over the top. Barrel will be taken out in essentially a 4v1. The rest of DK just back with
Take another look at what started off with Showmaker getting taken wide low.
Help me trade with this, said Faker.
Gifting there. So T1, as long as they play it slow, set up for that objective, I think they're looking really good to bring us to a game number 3. Doran might be in some trouble here, but even if he ends up going down, I don't think it means too much.
Oh, Shield trying to beat him into this fight. Doran, oh, this time it's a nice equalizer. He's burning the whole way through, but it's Cassante. Here comes Lucid, and he kind of messes up the angle. Doran's just gonna maybe run this one off aiming. No, not again. He's gonna flash forward, and he's gonna bait Lucid into it. Lucid is so dead, as eventually he does be taken out, as T1, they get a big win in that pick, and now they'll look for Otacon.
Not only did they get those kills, but also Shield doesn't have ults. This Otacon feels like it might be a done deal. Doran's still alive. We'll see if Showmaker and his buddies can turn the tide, but with the zone control, I don't think that's happening.
He's going to just have to try to get in there and go for the steal. They are looking to take out Guma, but he's just not that weak. And now he's got the buff. The rest of T1 thinking about going in. They're just going to back away from this one. Actually, a TP from Faker will be denied, so kind of odd positioning there, but he's going to back away. And T1 get away.
Hightail it towards that dragon. You cannot give away the Mountain Soul.
Well, at least an even gold state, so maybe there's a fight that DK can take. Lucid, though, spotted on the flank. And
get the dragon. The problem is that you don't actually kill anyone, but there's no TPs. I think T1 should just send it.
I mean, you've got the buff, right? You've got the res. Lucid spotted. He's ulted away. He's not able to get in range. They don't even commit to this one, DK. As, yeah, just going to Mikhails to slow off, and DK back out of that. So Mountain Soul over to T1. No Baron, and I mean, at least for DK, maybe you can kind of just wait out the timing, as Faker's just kind of wandering into the jungle. He's like, I will use this. I'm using it, guys. Please take me down.
I love how DK is just like, no. Not doing it, which...
Please get...
Well, they still get stuff for taking him down, as long as you don't trade kills. I think you still should.
Yeah, 100 gold.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
So he's not, and he also has gone Resolve Tree. I forgot the exact runes that he's gotten, but gotta imagine that.
T1 going for T1 Baron, just gonna start it up on Vision and say, okay, come at us. And what are you gonna do about it? Keria is getting chunked by this Corki, but now with the TP coming in, they want to turn around and run away. Aiming in a rough spot, Lucid goes for the ult, but they take T1 off the Baron. Keria is still pretty low, but Lucid did use his ultimate ability, so did Beryl. So still 5 ults here.
They can also keep trading health bars, quote unquote, because they have the shield. So you can see, as long as you use that, it's going to be really hard to win. There's another TP, this time it's Faker.
I mean, the flanking Victor, not as crazy, but Owner's getting in there. He's really making this happen, as now the flanking Victor trying to burst down Showmaker, and that he will with the help of Guma. They get a couple of kills, and Guma will survive as well. And so I guess that flanking Victor was pretty good after all. And Lucid,
can he even kill Doran? He has ult. Oh no, sorry, his ult just timed out.
Yeah, I guess he's got Corki. Okay, that's a nice little pick. Doran's just gonna get picked for free.
Yeah, they have Cleaver. That TPing in, flashing off
Yeah.
ball, getting the Mega Storm, and they'll
everybody
get.
was like, okay, kill Showmaker. He's out of position. He has no flash. So nicely done by Guma and Faker there.
T1 clearly tightened it up after game number 1. The only way they lose is if they. Oh my god.
Nice equalizer, but that's a Xinjiao. So not really amounting to too much. See him now in a really rough spot. Just totally caught up. Barrel as well just joins him. He says, I won't let you go down alone. Lucid just spinning in the back line. As meanwhile, Doran is just diving. He is Cassante. He's like, okay, turret changes, whatever. And he's going to go down to it, actually. Owner, as well, in a bit of trouble here. Ult's coming down, and actually he's totally fine. The rest of the team, T1, does come in and clean him up. There's the ace.
It doesn't matter. Elder is going to be picked up. I guess they waited as long as possible for the going to be seeing anything else. It's Lucid. This is a challenger special. He still got it.
Where are you going, buddy?
A year into the LCK. Yeah, he tried to go for the Hail Mary steal, but he's dead. Oh, well, might not be dead, but
now he's dead. Right?
yeah, probably.
Okay.
He's W, but like
Nice
it
little
doesn't.
dodge.
Well, he's getting collapsed on. He's dead.
No, they. Oh.
Yeah.
He's.
It didn't. It didn't.
dead.
Tell us it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Well, that should be Exodia here in just a moment. For T1, they'll have Elder and Baron. As Doran.
We now have two separate timelines, Valdez, because this is either about to be the funniest story for DK fans about how I did the classic DK thing of stomping game 1, doing a weird pick game 2, and then losing the series.
Yeah.
Or they finally turn it around. And for T1, if they do end up winning, it's the classic lose game 1, win the next 2.
Yeah, or like win game 1 and then fool around in game 2 and then win game 3.
Yeah.
And like they do, both teams do this all the time.
Yeah.
I feel like we come into every new year and we're like, new team, new players, new us. No, it's exactly the same.
Nothing ever changes. Because TP comes in, and all that's left standing is the Nexus, and I don't think it's going to be for very long, Valdez.
Yeah. At this point, Exodia acquired. You've got so much poke with Varus and Victor. And Curry's just going to send an ult in, knowing that they're going to have to stop them on these turrets, but they're not going to stop anything except themselves, as Doran will go down, so they got him, and that's about it. That's a gigantic storm, and he's actually going to be sniped there, as down will go the Nexus. It is a Quadra for Guma, and there you go. T1 will take...
Showmaker or Lucid, early 2v2 or bust. And I guess aiming can carry, but aiming on Jinx, I have to see it before I believe we'll get as much experience as possible.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting a lot of experience. He's going to hit level 2, and let's see if they've got it. Can Poppy do it in 2025? That was a nice stun to stop the Q on the wave. A bit of damage comes in. Owner, though, not quite able to tank it up, but there it is, the flash, and the 4th shot from Guma will get the kill on the Shu, who, as you mentioned before, is going to farm up the wave. Meanwhile,
look for another one.
And, I mean, he doesn't have flash this time, right? But a bit of damage comes in. They're not 100% committing just yet, but the Q's going to hit 2. But now that's
Level
the Q
up.
down. Owner going to eat a turret shot, and Sion doesn't really have a lot of damage to trade back. They're just kind of playing with the Sion underneath this turret. The Q is pretty good, but it's not good enough. And Guma picks up a 2nd kill. Green Curry as the guys with the deep champion pools, especially because these are just best of 3s now. You know, we don't have to dig too deep. We don't have to go too crazy, but certainly this is something that Guma has played many a time and is very comfortable on, as we do have the root here onto Barrel. He is totally caught. It might be a 3rd for Guma. Instead, they'll just give that one to Faker. You know, Guma missed the 3rd shot, so Faker's like, yeah, now I deserve it. I'll take it down. But more importantly than the pick on a Barrel, it just means a free dragon here for T1. And they're really stacking up some of these early wins for their team right now.
Also takes... Oh, that's good actually. Owner doesn't have smite, so if that splash damage could have actually realistically taken.
Yeah, but he missed the brush.
Well, yeah, I mean, that ward doesn't do a lot. I would just take it as an opportunity to... Uh-oh.
Okay, well, we're going extremely deep for this one. It still works, though. It's still RE5. The question is, can they trade back on this? Is the flash ult from Owner? It's not going to do a whole lot, but keeping Lucid around. Beryl in a rough spot, but he's Braum, and now Perry is going to go down. And all of a sudden, DK begins to win this fight. Doran gets ulted by Shiu, who comes out of left field, essentially.
And this play still worked out.
Just kill Faker and force T1. And they're like, oh, we don't want to kill Braum. And then they just expend everything to go way too deep. And DK immediately, because, you know, it kind of felt like T1, they were slowly but surely winning the early game. It looked a little bit like game 2, you know, they're getting all the objectives. Nice timing there, actually.
What?
But Shiu flashed in the wall. This guy is insane. And, you know, with Showmaker coming up, nice charm. Bit of damage in, the Malignus ticking, but okay. Engage Braum. Beryl getting in, the rest of the team joining in. DK going crazy. What are they doing? I don't know.
Not a lot.
Giving a free turret to Doran? Question mark?
Yeah, Shiu is indeed kind of crazy. That was a sequence of plays, but it was all for the greater good. If they get a kill there as well, plus the turret, I think they're going to be feeling a lot better, because now they did. In these few fights, that has been the case. Now, feats are dead even. We are one objective away for either team. It's going to be the Dragon in about a minute, and I think that might be where the game ends up. Not necessarily decided with how it's been going thus far, but... Charm.
Step on the chompers. There's the charm. Lucid just totally wide on that one, and he might get punished for it. Everybody's flashing away now. Aiming, nearly getting sniped there with third bullet, but he will.
The only thing T1 used there was ult cooldowns, which they will all have available back when the fight starts.
That's a charm. That's a Rip Herald, and yeah, Owner's right there to try to punish it. Beryl in a bit of trouble, but he is Braum. And now Lucid, ooh. If the Q hits, I mean, you got rockets flying, you press an R button, but Guma still has
That's 2-0.
his flash.
Yeah, that sums are available. Owner doesn't have his ultimate, crucially, so keeping Lucid out of the pit might be hard. Doran on the flank does get spotted.
All right, let's see how it goes. Lucid looking for the flash. Can he get it? Yes, he will! Lucid picks it up. Denies the dragon. Now they're turning on a Doran, and the Counter-Strike can only do so much. He gets extremely low, and the rocket gets the reset. He goes aiming. He is chasing them down. He's got a frontline. Very nice ult here from Faker, but it's not enough. It will just block the door, but Carria is not long for the world either. It is a massacre. T1 are just running away. They lose the dragon. They lose the feats of strength, and DK, they find all the angles.
Everything goes wrong there, Valdez. If you get the dragon, you give up the kills. I think you say worth getting Soul Point, Mountain. That's going to feel amazing against the upfront burst of this comp. Are they going to get off?
I said before, you know, just get some resets, get a dive going. There's really not much that T1 can do to stop this. Maybe use the Bard ult to buy some time. I'm not sure, because DK are just begging T1 to step up to give any angle at all. And Beryl's just going to hold up the door. Lucid will get away and not expend his Arakan buff.
Ideally, you just want to get an R off, and then if you die, it's, you know, who cares? Might go for it here.
I don't know if he gets his R off, though, as, yeah, he's rooted in well, yeah, okay. There's the revive. In goes Shiu. Very nice engage, actually, but the follow-up is non-existent. Bit of damage on Aguma, though. They got Guma, and that is the most important part, as everybody else just gonna maybe go down. Owner nearly burning. Not gonna happen, so they got Guma.
So.
Leandre's Void should be, he's gonna be the guy that's chewing through it. Looking for Guma here. He is going to be caught for now. Flashes the Poppy ult, just gets away from it entirely. Lucid, you can always rely on this guy, and down will go the T180 carry. Lucid, I just said we can rely on you. Please don't just immediately die. Okay, he's just dead. And Showmaker probably did as well. There you go, T1, a couple of big picks. And Baron is about to spawn. And so is that Mountain
Go
Drake.
in, just to pick on Guma was great. But DK can't help but overchase.
He was running through the T1 jungle looking for the flank. The entire that's the only
some
reason
drifting!
that's the only reason he was in that position at all. That's just
Who does that?
this guy is a madman.
Okay, TP is forced. This is the moment, T1 looking for a collapse.
Oh, Bardal gonna miss. And I think for DK, all you gotta do is find Guma. The issue though is if you get Guma, like, yeah, you got a sums and everything, but as you mentioned before, it's really Faker and Doran who are kind of the hyper carries in this comp. So you can't expend everything to get T1 Baron. This is a DK Baron, but now there is vision.
No flank this time. You imagine that DK is going to be looking for the turn.
See how it goes. Doran going very far forward into the Braum. As they get the lockdown there on a Doran, and the frontline owners just burst 100-0. That's Guma's doing some nice work, but there is the ult from Faker. Gets him, but look at aiming. He's totally untouched the entire time. Aiming gets the reset. Guma is alone, and he is dead. And there you go, TK take a huge fight.
Still contemplating as well. Shu ended up going down in that extended fight as well. They, at the very least, will be able to get the in. We'll see if they're actually choosing to push on. Can also, and I think should back off, get that dragon. Looks like that's going to be the case.
Control of these objectives like T1 do not. There's not a lot of good ways to get his flash. Really, Carrier's got to yeah, they're going to start it. I mean, they've got a lot of damage with the Azir especially. They've got Jhin very safe positioning here. DPSing literally with his ult. Beryl is though here in the front line, and there goes the Jax! And the smite is early from Owner! It's desperation for T1! Down goes the Jax. Will T1 get away? Oh, the charm hits Faker! The max range! Did they go too deep though is the question. There's the GA though for the Vi. I think it's enough here for DK. They get a couple of kills. They get an excited Jinx. And they want this game. They want this series right here, right now.
No one saw it but Atlas, but we are on the verge of a DK win.
Oh, Beryl. The engaged Braum.
The flash to Q.
Guma doesn't even flash or cleanse, but I don't think it matters. The memes aside, it looks like DK, they should be able to take it down. Guma can't clear the waves, especially not on Jhin. Keria, they take down the Vi, and that is all they will get as Dplus Kia takes the 2-1 victory over T1 tonight.